Need to make sure I get the right screen. Okay, so for this, I created a helper document, just like I did for the Conquer command. One, it helped me to figure out exactly what I wanted to present and pull the information together so that after this, you're not going to be able to get through, you're not going to be able to do everything while we're talking. So you can always go back and refer to the document. So it's in the note folder. There's also a link to the exact document in the meeting notice. So in the note folder, anybody doesn't know how to get to in the note folder, if you don't know, speak up and I'll put it in the chat. I know I keep saying, this is how you get there, this is how you get there. Okay, so then there's the training calendar and resources. And there's a whole bunch of different stuff in here. One thing that I want to point out is so video instructions and tips. So this I put in here, back when we first went under this lockdown, I put out something and showed you kind of how to do a quick video and put it on your YouTube. Instructions are in there on that. There's also I copied in some information that Abby Friend had put out on how they did their video tour. And we're actually going to be talking about, so she used iMovie. We're going to be talking about what I use, which is Windows Movie Maker. So there's Zoom helpers here. There's, okay, so here's the recorded classes. It's a link that will get you to both the leadership updates and also where I have the YouTube channel where I have the classes. I put in a DTD2. I found that. So if you guys are looking for something like that for bold, so you can do, and we're doing what is it called? D2, D4 for that. So that's in there. And I also added that into the Conquer command document to help you guys out. So what we're going to be talking about today, let me just go through the table of contents. So fax, receive, and send. And I sent this out to everybody back when, a week or so ago, I had fleshed this out. So I sent you those instructions ahead of time. We're going to talk about scanning a document using your phone, shortening and customizing a web address, how to video record your screen, how to export contacts from your phone, remove the background from your photo, store and access your passwords, grab a picture from your screen, create, edit, publish videos, how to get to royalty-free music that you can use for videos or whatever, royalty-free real estate photos, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Google stuff. Does that sound good? Okay, so I am going to close that one down, and I have it open here outside of the screen. So receiving a fax. We can do this. We can send and receive faxes through DocuSign. I don't know if you guys know that, but I give you the instructions here. So you can sign into your DocuSign outside of command. And so all you have to do is remember what your ID and password is. So your ID is going to be your email. And we're going to go and log in. You can also get here through command. That's absolutely fine. So if you went in the same way that I did, where you are is in the signature section. So go click on your picture. Oh, and let's see if I can do it. My preferences here. Nope, that's not what I want. So I'm going to switch to rooms. Make sure you're in rooms. And so you're going to go, I don't know why I keep getting this. Congratulations, you have only one step left to do. I'm all done. So go click on your profile picture up in the upper right-hand corner and click on preferences. And you're going to go to inbox details. This is exactly the same place that you're going to set up an email address. So there's email into DocuSign, and tomorrow, I might as well give a plug. I'm teaching getting paid through command tomorrow 1:30 to 3 o'clock. And one of the things we're going to be using is the email into DocuSign. So we have the inbound email, and you can modify your email address. So I made it Christine dot, and I put the zip code for the office in here. And then you can create a fax. I've already done that here. So let's see. You will go and you will request a fax number. And so this number, if anybody uses this number, it's going to send a fax that is going to be received within your DocuSign inbox. And actually, here's a fax that I sent to myself. So it's going to arrive in your inbox. And a little secret, actually, for the Brighton office, recently our fax server kind of started not working, and a few people were sending faxes. So I set up another DocuSign account with a fax number, and that's how we're actually receiving faxes into the Brighton office. So I have it set so that the email notification goes to Jeremy, our front desk director of communications, and he looks at it and he gets it out to whoever needs to get it. So all you need to use is that number. And once you have it set up, you're going to see both your email address right here and your fax number. So that's all you have to do to retrieve it. So if you click here, you can see that you can email it, you can download it, you can delete it, you can copy it, or you can move it somewhere else. So all of the functions that you have available to you in the inbox, which again, we're going to be talking about a little bit more tomorrow. This was kind of an aha I had when I found that our fax servers weren't working. And I went into the office to try to make them work, and I couldn't. So tried this out, and it works like a charm.
Chris,
okay. Yeah.
I have a question for you. I'm thinking that your DocuSign email address can be set up as an alias in Gmail, so all of those messages will go right into like whatever account you look at most. Do you know what I'm talking about? How you can, like, you know how we all have like 9,000 emails, you can make it an alias, so it all goes into one mailbox? I'm thinking that might work.
Yeah. So here's what I do. And so you're talking about the email address, right?
Yeah, so this way you don't have to have a separate, you don't have to force yourself to go into DocuSign to check your inbox.
Oh, you can set it up so you get notifications.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
It. You're welcome. And okay, so I think that's under preferences. Here's notifications. And what you would probably want to do is you receive a document in your inbox, and you're going to get an email for that.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Len,
So
did you have?
yeah, so the the eFax number that I have on my cards and stuff, that system's not working anymore.
It does not seem to be working.
So if someone tries to use it, what happens?
They're probably going to get an error.
And then they'll call me and say it, and then
Yeah,
I'll have to tell them.
yeah. So just direct them to the office fax number, which is 3628990.
I won't remember that, but when I need to,
Yeah,
I'll ask somebody.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so when I run out of cards, should I put the new fax number on it or just leave it off?
Well, okay, so this is,
It's
yeah,
gonna be
I
a
would say,
while. I've got a million cards.
yep, you might as well use this fax number.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I could put it at the end of my emails, my signature information. I usually put a
yep,
fax number. I'll put that.
yep, absolutely. So it's your own personal fax number.
All right.
Okay. So sending a fax. Okay, you can send a fax through DocuSign. So get your document into a room. So I'm going to go click on rooms. I hadn't really done this before, so I went in to try it. So, and I say that I recommend that you create a garbage room for that purpose. And this one here, this Just for Play that you can see is owned by me, is my garbage room. Just so you guys know, when you create a room through your opportunity, it's going to be shown as owned by your office. If it's not shown as owned by your office, it's not connected to your opportunity. But you can go in and make as many from your room as you want. So I'm going to go into my Just for Play and see what I have in here. And so we're going to go click on something here. So click it, open it just like you're going to split a document. And one of your actions is to fax. So you can click fax, put in the fax number and the recipient name, and it will send it out for you. And that's in the document, all documented in the document. The other way, all of us that are have fax capability through GRAR. And so there's an email address. It's email to fax@transactiondesk.com. So you attach your PDF document. You put the phone number in the send to subject line. You attach the document and it sends it out. The other thing I found is there's some free services out there. One that I used is, and again, these are all in the document, is called Fax Zero. And it worked great. I used that when I was trying to test stuff out. Though I gave that information to someone, and it seems like there is a limit to the number of pages that you can send. It's maybe 4. But so you've got a couple of different options that you can use here. And I would recommend, hey, use the DocuSign. Doesn't cost you a thing. Might as well make use of it, huh? Okay, are we good on that part? Okay. So let's talk about Cam Scanner, and let me go open my document back up. Well, let's just see. Can I put it back on here? This is one I connected my phone in, but then I was getting feedback. So scan a document using your phone. I know a lot of you use Cam Scanner, and that's what I use. This is actually a shot from my phone. So Cam Scanner uses the camera on your phone to scan documents. One of the things I really love about it, if you look at this picture right here, you'll see that I took a shot of that page from an angle. And I do that to keep the shadows out of the way. So if you're holding your phone over a document, you're going to end up with shadows from your phone. So I get a good angle in it, shoot from the angle, from an angle, and then Cam Scanner will typically pick what it believes are the edges of your document automatically. Usually it's really, really good. If it doesn't get them exactly where this pile was kind of a mess, you can move them around and then what it will do is it squares your document back up again. It's awesome. There are enhancements. So if I open up my Cam Scanner, you can do enhancements such as just turn it black and white. Here's the one that I did. Should we see if I can add myself back in? Okay. Okay, so let me stop presenting here. And I'm going to present my screen. And here's all you guys on my phone. So here's my Cam Scanner, and this is this document. So I would be able to, if I wanted to, okay, so some of the things I can do, I can, oops, I can rename it right here, and I can name it whatever I want. So it depends on what you're going to do with it. I can share it. So I can share it as a PDF, an image, a long image, Word, a link. I can send it to my PC. And the free version, there is a paid version. The free version is going to have a Cam Scanner watermark. It's down at the bottom. It's not a big deal. And so, oh, here, let me just take a new picture. Okay, I still have that same document sitting here. Okay, see how that just went and took the picture, picked what it thought were the edges. I'm fixing it a little bit, and then I'm going to say next. And so it's going to crop it up for me. I can make it magic color. I can lighten it. I can go to gray mode. I can go to black and white. And let's say I'm going to save it as black and white. And I can add more documents. Down here at the, if we want to add another one, we can add another page. What's behind this? I have an MLS printout. I'm going to take a shot of that. There's my water pitcher, so I get my 64 ounces a day. And I take them. And so I have in the past actually scanned an entire offer on this. So you'll get multiple pages and then you can share them. So this thing actually, to me, it works better than my own scanner does. Any questions on this guy? And I know there's a couple of other ones that are out there and available. So I think there's I can't even remember what they are. But Cam Scanner works both on Android and also on iPhones. So it's available on both.
Excuse me, Chris. You know what I find to be the biggest challenge when I use these free scanners on my phone is where they end up storing the document, because then you want to email it. And on the Apple platform. I don't want to I don't want to get too off track on if it's very specific to me, but any kind of input on that issue with Cam Scanner? Because I was using Scannable, which I'm canning now. I'm going to use Notes instead, or try out what you just said. Any ideas?
So mine end up in my gallery, and I actually have
Are you Android?
I am Android.
I gotta switch. There's so many more things going on with Android.
There is. Oh no, maybe it's not there. But let me look in my files. Both images. That's camera.
Yeah, so then you would just send it from your gallery as like the way you would send a photo or something. I
yeah,
guess.
But the better thing is send it right away. Keep it in your Cam Scanner. You can store it there, and then just hit the share. Okay, so I'm going to share it as a PDF, and I'm going to share it. And here, let me send it to you.
Cool.
Hey, where's my voice? I can't hear them. No, I know why.
Okay, so that's now been sent to you. So that's Cam Scanner, and I'm going to get off this phone, because I'm getting all kinds of feedback. And I'm going to stop presenting and see if I can leave the meeting.
And you can find that Cam Scanner just on the Google Play store.
Yep.
Download it.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, let me go find myself and kill myself. That sounds harsh, doesn't it? Remove. Okay, let me go back and share. Let me go back to where I was presenting before.
Cam Scanner for Android free app.
Yep. And like I said, if you want to, you can pay for it.
You know me. I don't pay for anything I don't have to.
You don't want to.
I don't want to.
No. Absolutely. So scanner watermark is down at the very bottom. It's not a big deal. And I think that, I don't know if you get much, if there's much of anything else that's a difference between the pay or not. Okay. So the next thing is Bitly. Okay, so you guys know that I keep telling you about, here's a URL. It's Bitly this, it's Bitly this, it's Bitly this, it's Bitly this. That's because I shortened the address and made it so it's understandable, and it's something that I can remember to send out. So I have in there in the document a bunch of the ones that I use. So my Bitly address for In the Know is bit.ly/IN, lowercase THE. Yeah, so capital K, lowercase NO, capital W. But this is the actual URL that it goes to. I also have submit paperwork out there. This is the actual URL that it goes to. The Conquer command document. This is the actual URL that it goes to. Our Bitly class, the link for the YouTube classes. It's KW Rock classes. So these are some where I get asked about these all the time. And so it's really easy for me to remember what I set up as the bit.ly address, and I can just send it to them, to whoever's asking, and it will take them to the place that I want them to go to. So let me go to my bit.ly account. It's bit.ly.com. And okay, what's my... Okay, now on to one of the other things that we're going to be talking about passwords. Where I store all of mine, because I have a bunch. And I was wrong on everything. So this is also, of course, free. I'm way cheap. So this is my account. And so here you see those different ones that I've created. I have the folder in the know for the COVID stuff. I have shift stuff. I have transactions desk stuff. I have 2019 bold. I set up a link, a bit.ly link for my mobile app. So if I want to ask someone to download my consumer app, I can send them this. It's way easier to understand. So it's bit.ly, capital W, Whitus, mobile, with a capital M, capital A, app. And this is what the original was. And I can also see how many clicks there have been on it. So all you have to do to create this is hit create, and okay, let me go get the URL for the training calendar. So I paste the long URL in there. What bit.ly automatically does is it comes up with a short URL. And I can add a title, training folder in the, no. But I can then customize the back half. So I can make it KW training. How about that? And then save. And one of the things here that you have to be cognizant of is there are so many of these that casing is very important. So I'm going to hit save. Oops. Okay. So it tells me this custom link is taken. So let me try. Okay. I now have my link, and it lets me copy it, and it's saved in my file. And so I can use this now if I want to tell people how to get to that training folder really, really, really easily. Any questions on that? I've been using this. I can't even remember when I learned about bit.ly. I think there's a few other things out there. There might be one that's called Tiny URL. But there's, as you can see, I've used quite a bit. Oh, the other thing that I'll do is when I do videos, so I can, for this one was a listing that I did last year, and I did a video, uploaded it to YouTube, and then I created a bit.ly link for it. And the bit.ly link is the address. And that's what actually a lot of those are. Any questions on those? Are we ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so video record your screen. I'm not really going to be able to show you this right now, but I use an application
Okay.
called
All
Loom.
right. I just wanted to see what the status was. So thank you.
This is something that I learned from watching Keller Williams trainers. They use this thing called Loom. It's free. So my Loom is right here. And did you see there's a get Loom for free? I'll look up my address. This one, this password. And here's my Loom account. So you may recognize that there's some recordings in here that I've done from some of the different classes. If you go here, and this is also in the classes, this document that I have in YouTube for Transaction Desk, this is from a class in November. So this is a screen recording. So it's not like the Zoom recording that we have here now. I can just pick a screen and it will record it for me. And it makes it very, very, very clear to read and see. So it just makes it much, much easier. So you can create an account on Loom and then download the desktop app. When you say that you want to record, it will ask you if you want to do just your screen or if you want to use the camera also. And if you want to use the camera, you're going to get a little round picture of yourself talking. And I think, oh, let's see. See how much I use my Bitlies? So here's all the classes, and I put the Getting Paid with Command, which I'm teaching tomorrow, in here. This one is. Hi folks, this is Chris Whitus. Yeah. So this is a Loom recording that I did. So it's much shorter than when I did the one for the regular class, and you can see here that I have myself, my picture in there. Gets really nice quality. I've been really, really happy with that. So yeah, you just start it, and when you click the record button, it does a 1, 2, 3 countdown, and then it's ready to record. It lets you pick which mic you're going to, what mic you're going to use if you have a couple of different ones. So test it out with a little bit before you want to do something for real. The other thing that's you can do if you have an issue with anything in Command and it's doing something weird and you want to report it to support, take a little Loom video so they can see that you're not totally crazy. And then you can give them the link to that when you submit your request. And a lot of times they'll ask you for that. Any questions on Loom? Okay. The next one is export contacts from your phone. And this is something that quite a while ago, I didn't know how to do this until I watched a video from Scott Leroy. And they recommended this app. It's SA Contacts Lite, also on the available on your iPhone and your Android. It's named the same thing, SA Contacts Lite. One of the things that it does is it allows you to export the contacts from your phone so that you can then, so you'll get them as a CSV file, which is what you're used to using for exports and imports. And then you can move that data into an import file and import it into Command or into your regular contacts, I make it a practice not to store contacts directly on my phone. I have them all in my Google account. And so that way, if I lose my phone, I don't lose my contacts. So many times I'd see something on Facebook saying, hey, I lost my phone, therefore I don't have any of your information. Would you please send me some? You know, tell me what your email address is and your phone number, because I lost my phone. So if you have contacts in your phone, you don't have them someplace else, you can use SA Contacts Lite to get them off your phone. And there's a link to a little video to tell you more about how to use it. Okay, so this is something I learned also from listening to another class the other day. They talked about removing the background from your photo. So what this does is you can upload your photo, and so it's remove BG. So I'll just go click into that. And I'm going to upload an image. So let me just, what do I have here? Let's go get my real estate picture. Oh, it's over here. So let's say I'm going to take this one. I'm going to drag it over here. And it has now removed the background. And you can download it, and what you'll get is a .png file. So that you can use, so you can just stick your head in anywhere without the background that you might have on your business photo. And it works really, really nicely. I thought it did a great job. Okay, store and access your passwords. Even though you didn't see me do this, I used this application already twice since we've started this. I can always find passwords because I keep them in a password safe. The application I use is called KeePass, Keepass. Yesterday when I was finishing this document up, I looked to see how many passwords I have. I have 431. So I would be going absolutely crazy if I didn't use this. To get to them, all I have to remember is one single password. So whenever I bring it up, I type in my password here, hit OK, and it takes me to my account. So I have this app. It's available for desktop. It's available for tablets. It's available for your phone. So I have it on all of my devices so I can get access to the same password file anywhere. And what I did is there's a database for this, of course, and mine is use the OneDrive new database, blah, 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 and it's from November 27th, so it's a few years old, but it keeps getting updated. So I keep mine, it's encrypted in my OneDrive account. You could also use Dropbox or Google Drive. And then that way, if all of your devices, as long as it's a file that all of your devices can access, it doesn't matter which one you put it in. So I also created categories, and I show you over here, and this is why I have so many different ones, so I can easily differentiate different sets of information. So I have email. So I have my various and sundry email addresses in here. I have, okay, so before went into real estate, I was looking for a job. So I still have some leftover URLs from when I was doing that. Airline and travel. So even though these aren't necessarily IDs and passwords, I keep my airline and travel card information in here. So then I've got my real estate. Originally, when I was just an agent, so me as an agent, all of my real estate IDs and passwords are available just under real estate. When I started working directly for Keller Williams, I created another folder within that. So that has the IDs and passwords that I use for anything I do around the office. And there's quite a few of them. And then I also store, for people who have asked me for help with some of their sites, I've also stored information in here. So then general, this is my stuff. So different accounts that I have for just life. I have another one that has my electronics in it. I have home banking. So my different banking accounts are in here. I used to own timeshares. I actually still officially own one, but I'm not paying anything on it anymore. I've got insurance and medical. I've got taxes information. I've got cars. I've got Women for Wine Sense. And okay, Rita's on here now. She knows about this. I was the treasurer for our Women for Wine Sense group here. So I have all of this information in here. So I can create new records. I can update information on any of my devices. And once I've saved the updated database, so say if I updated a password on my phone before I close out of KeyPass, it tells me I need to save that. And once I save it, it saves to my file that I have in my OneDrive account, and then I can get access to it from anything. Oh, and the other thing, so on your phone, this is kind of nice. So you can open it up and you can just click and have it copy the password into your clipboard. So you can just paste it in so you don't have to type things in. Any questions on this guy? And again, I'm sure there's different ones out there. I've been using KeyPass for years, and it's somewhat kept me sane. It's way better than writing your passwords down in a book that, okay, for right now, you're at home, so you always have access to it. But, you know, a lot of times it's like, oh, well, it's written in my notebook at home. So here, they're way more secure. It's stored in an encrypted file, and you can get access from anywhere. So this next one I learned about from someone who started with us at Keller Williams, and it's grabbing a picture from your screen. So here, let me switch to presenting the whole screen for now. I know it loses some quality. Okay, so you can see my whole screen now, right? So I have on a Windows platform, it's called Snip and Sketch, and I have it in my toolbar at the bottom. So if there's anything that I want to copy, I just go click on that, and oh, it's opening the new on my other screen, so you might not be able to see that. And then it kind of goes gray, and I can go pick whatever I want to snip out of there. I can save it, and then if I want to, I can go, Oops, I'm in the wrong account. I don't have edit capabilities on with that account. So let me just go say, hey, I'm going to go. There you go. There we go. So there's the picture that I just grabbed from my screen. There it is. There it is. So here's what I clicked to just copy it. If you want to save this somewhere, you can hit the save button and tell it where you want to save it. You can draw on it. You can turn on a highlighter. You can crop it. So there's all kinds of capabilities here. Just hit the plus sign. And when you're ready to do with it whatever you want to do, you can also undo what you just did if it was really stupid. And so you can copy it, you can save it. What are some of these other things? I guess you can share. I've never done that. But that's how I very easily, that's why I have a lot of pictures in all of the documents that I write, because I'll just snag them. And that's how I got all of these. You can also use, and see here actually, oops, I'm going to go back to just sharing. Hopefully I'm not driving you nuts. That window again, because I know it records better. So the picture that I snipped from that is Snip and Sketch. And in Windows, you can also use the Windows logo key, that one between your FN and the Alt. Hit that plus Shift and S. And in some cases where I can't get the new on Snip and Sketch to work because it won't hold, say, a drop-down menu or something, you can use that 3-key sequence, and it will hold those drop-down menus so that you can capture them. And then I look to see, okay, what if you have a Mac? What I found is it looks like there's probably quite a few different ways to do it, but it looks like it's the up arrow, the whatever the heck this is, and 5. Okay. So the next thing is editing and publishing videos. I use Windows Movie Maker. It used to come pre-installed on Windows machines. It no longer is with Windows 10, but it still can be downloaded from the Windows Store. So when I do videos, I have a template for a sample video. And here, here's my quick little sample videos. So I'm gonna, and what this does is it lets me take and combine photos, videos that I took. So you saw that I started that one with a photo of the house. And then I went into my normal thing. I walk up to the door, open the door, pause for a second, and then I'll do a walkthrough of the first floor. And then I'll do a separate video of the second floor. So I can put all of those together using Windows Movie Maker. So there's an add videos, there's an add photos. You can add music. And this green thing here, this is music. The music that you heard actually came from a friend of mine. He wrote it, and he told me I could use it royalty free. And so at the very end, I give them credit for that the song was from him and it was recorded by one of the groups that he used to bring in, used to be in. So I put them all together, and then you publish it, and it creates an MP4 movie. What I do then is, and you can make it be different qualities. So do you want it just for YouTube? Do you want it for a computer? So you can pick what quality you want, and then I upload it to YouTube. The Mac equivalent is iMovie. So I know it has basically the same functionality, but I don't have a Mac, so I can't tell you much more about that. So it takes a little while. You know, if you want to use this, you know, go and download it if you don't already have it on your PC, and make sure that you get it from the Windows Store. And then, you know, try plugging things in. There's different transitions you can do. You can also speed up videos. One of the other things I do is there's a setting where you can take the sound out, because of course, as I'm doing the walkthrough, you can hear the clomp of my feet if you don't do that. So I take the video out and then I use the music instead. So royalty-free music. For videos that I've done for people other than myself, I don't feel comfortable using the music that that my friend wrote. There's purpleplanet.com. It has a great selection of music. You can go to it, look and see what they have, listen to what they have, pick what you like, and download it. And they say, you know, as long as you give us credit, you can use this music. And it'll tell you exactly on the site how to credit them. So the next thing, royalty-free real estate photos. Sarah Pastecki told me about this a couple months ago. There's a bunch of different photos that are available. Also, there's tons of them in Command Designs for you to use. So places where you can get photos. Okay, Google. So I have 3 different accounts here that I use. So this first one, it's my personal account. The second one is the account that I use for the In the Know folder and other things that are for the Market Center. That way, if/when I leave, it doesn't disappear with me. So that information stays with the Market Center. And then this, of course, my kw.com is my business account, and you all have one of those. So your kw.com account is a Google account. It's actually a Google G Suite account. And as I mentioned here, so here's my 3 accounts. It's easy to get access to the various capabilities through your Chrome browser. This is what mine looks like, and I click the little apps button and I can access anything that I want. So you know about your email, your Gmail, and you all have at least that one account, right? The kw.com. Some of the things I do, I label emails. It's kind of like putting them in a folder, so I can separate people out. And actually, this guy is supposed to be down with the contacts. But so I have, say, a folder for a different buyer, or a folder from Keller Williams when we get new agents, so that I can easily go and find that again. The other thing that a lot of you might not know about is you can create templates. So if you've got an email where you want to send the same information to multiple people, and not all at the same time, you can create a template. So it's basically a canned email. And I'm going to pop over to my account. so I can show you some of those. So say if I go and compose, oops. So I see both Rita and Jay said that they have problems getting in, but Rita's here now. Okay, I'm going to compose. I'm going to send something. So these little dots down here give me more options. And I can go to templates. I have a whole lot of templates created. I have one here for lenders for you to check. So if I want to send an email to my clients with lenders, I have this already pre-designed. And I can go in and change them if I want. But it makes it much easier. You can be very, very consistent in what you send out to people. And the way you make them actually is in that same place. So you can go and start creating an email, and then you say that you want to save the draft as a template. So that's something you guys, you may not know about. Okay, so contacts. I keep all of my contacts in just one of my Google accounts. I keep it in my KW1. So again, since I use my Google contacts, I can access it from any of my devices and update them from any of my devices. And I also label my contacts. So here, I just pulled it down to the right spot. So I can find people that I have in here for appliance repair or architects or attorneys. I have one in here that has a whole bunch of people that's real estate. So I have like 700 people in my database that are real estate. So it makes it easy to find people in your contacts. So YouTube is owned by Google. So each of you can have your own YouTube channel. You actually have a YouTube for every single Gmail address that you have. Our recorded classes are on one of my Google accounts, the helpmekwrock@gmail.com, which that's just a standard Google account. So you can upload any of your videos you want to share, including those for your listings. So my way of doing this, and actually I'll just take you to what I do for the classes, because this is how it works for everything. Once you've set up your channel, if you haven't, you might have to go through a couple little steps to do that. All you have to do to upload something is here, click here, upload video, and you drag the video into it, it gets uploaded. And so let me go start something. If I've got a couple in here from this is the process that I'll be doing for this one. Do I have a video in here? I may have deleted them. Nope, there's an MP4. So here's coffee with a capper. I go select it. It starts uploading the video. Here's the title. So I'm going to make this into whatever the title really needs to be. And I'm going to say to remove it because I already have this one in there. Put in the description. Once it's uploaded, it's going to give you some suggestions for thumbnails. What I do is I upload a thumbnail for our classes so that I'm very consistent. You can set up playlists. So I have playlists set up. So I have our recorded classes here. And so I'll say that that's done. Okay, select that and done. And no, it's not made for kids. So there's a few things that you need to do along the way. Next. Next, and then here's visibility. So here's one of the things you have to decide. Is this going to be public? Or is it going to be unlisted where anyone with the video link can see your video? Or is it private? And then you can also schedule a date for it. And go back and just let me upload a thumbnail. So I have this one that I created actually in command, which I must not have in my downloads anymore. But so, okay, here's a thumbnail for one of the command sessions. I just bat in there, hit next, hit save. Oh, okay, I'm gonna make that public. And I can close it, and it will, you can see when it's ready to go. So once this one's up there, I will go and delete it. Okay, so YouTube, Google Meetings. This is a Google Meeting. So you can easily create this if you do a calendar from a calendar invite from your kw.com email. You're going to be able to so easily set this up. It's a step up from a Hangout. So you may have heard of Hangouts. Hangouts don't let you present. I don't think they let you record it either. So all I have to do to set something up is go to my calendar. Say I want to create. Let me give more options. Click here, add video conferencing, Google Meet. You can have up to 250 people, and it's all set and ready for you. And all you do is add your guests, send it out, and it's done. So you can create surveys in forms. I put a couple of them in here. We can talk about this more if we need to another day. I'm actually supposed to be in another meeting right now, but that's okay. But surveys, so you can do a survey. This is one that Lisa asked me to create last year to send out to the BOLD participants, but they never did. So think SurveyMonkey, but think about being able to really, really customize it. So this is one that I put together. And so really, really easy to do. So I created the top piece for it. Here's my title. So I put it in sections. So here's the email address. So you can pick short answer text. You can ask people to use interwork with, oops. Oh, I haven't sent this. So this is in my creating part. So you can do checkboxes. You can do radio buttons. So radio buttons are going to allow you only to pick one or the other. You can do long answer text. So these are really, really nice, really, really easy. So you can go and you can see exactly what it's going to look like with the eye. And you can then interact with this one also. And so then any responses to it are actually going to go into a spreadsheet. So it's going to be a Google Sheets sheet. Another one that I created, so I listened to or watched a webinar on creating and embedding a questionnaire in a website. Oh, and actually, can you see here my little head? So this is me without a background. So I put myself in the picture. This I created in Google Designs. And then here's this buyer information questionnaire. This has way more stuff in it than I would normally use, but I did this the same that John Ziemba had set his up. And you can get embed code. I actually haven't done that, but I'm happy to play with it a little bit more. That you can put it into and include it into a page for your website if you want. I've done actually a lot of these. It's really pretty cool. Storing your music. So this is one that has nothing to do with your business. A few years ago, okay, I'm cheap, went over to a friend's house and they have a Sonos system. And it's like, okay, let me try to get this to where I want it to be. And I thought, wow, that's really cool, but I don't want to pay for it. So I started looking around for different places where I could put my music. Because I was finding that I was too lazy to put CDs into my CD player. So the same one sat there. The same one sat there for a year. So I found Google Play Music. It allows you to store up to 50,000 songs at no charge, and you can access them from anywhere. So what I did is I ripped all my CDs onto my computer using iTunes, which very nicely identified the songs, made it easy to rip my music. And okay, so this is, and then once I go to Google Play, I can make the selection in my settings to automatically add any new music that's found in the selected folders. So all of my CDs have been ripped and are now stored in Google Play Music, and they are on my personal account. So this is my personal account. Here's my Play Music. And here's my own music library. So I can do it by artist, by albums. So these are all of the ones that I've uploaded, and I can store them and play them from anywhere. And I have made some playlists, so I don't have to think about it a whole lot. I've got a reggae playlist. I've got a soul playlist. So that's not a real estate application, but it's something that you might want to take care of, do. The other thing I wanted to just quickly talk about is storing and organizing your photos. If you have an Android phone, it's very likely that your photos are automatically backed up to your Google Photos. And so if I go here, scroll down to photos, here they are. And these are some, okay, so this is a video that I took of my espresso maker making espresso. These next ones are photos I took at a listing that I'm going to have. I've set up some albums, so I can easily keep things together. The other thing is that I have created albums. So say if somebody wants to send me pictures, I can create an album. I can give them access to the album, and then they can upload their photos for me, and I can easily get to them. And that's the end of what I put in this document. Anybody have any questions? You know, and then there's the obvious ones I thought about. Okay, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I mean, you guys all use those already today. So I wanted to bring in some things that you possibly didn't necessarily know about. And so you can always go back, access this document, the free helper apps. And if there's any other things that you guys use that I didn't have in here and you think they're really, really awesome, let me know. And I'll add to the document because I want it to be make it easier for you guys to do your business and whatever you want. Okay, if no questions, I'm going to let you go. And so everybody has been invited to the Brighton office meeting, which is at 11 o'clock, starting in not terribly, terribly long. So hopefully we'll see you guys. We have a couple of really good people that are coming, Health Wellness Guru, and one that's going to talk about some things that might help you out with homeschooling. So hopefully I will see you later. Okay,
Thanks.
have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.